Yo, I'm like genuinely disappointed. Like I really am disappointed with this take.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
So I came across this Bill Simmons post and I saw a lot of discourse underneath from Spurs fans, and I wanted to talk to you about it. This seems, I don't know, this seems like out of character for him to have this bad of a take. Am I right? I mean, usually when we talk about Bill Simmons and what he has to say about the Spurs, he's usually pretty positive and it's always constructive criticism and it's a good take. But this one, I don't know. And maybe it's been takes that I've missed in the past. You guys can let me know how you feel about it. But usually when I see Bill Simmons and we or listen to any of his podcasts, it's usually some pretty reasonable takes. But this one's just completely out of whack. So he says, San Antonio not maxing Reeves gets dumber every week. Congrats on saving that cap space for Osman and Payne. And it's like, where is he? What is he thinking? I don't really know what he's talking about here. First off, it's not just them two. There is a reason for bringing in Payne specifically. I think he's more so a placeholder for the type of player that the Spurs will need in the future. And on top of it, almost everybody's on an expiring contract. So the Spurs can make another deal mid-season if they'd like. But this whole thing of not maxing Reeves, it seems like he did not keep up. And this happens typically. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be a little, biased here because I see all the information when it comes to the Spurs, and guys that have to cover like so many different teams. I do not envy them at all. It's kind of hard to keep up with it sometimes. But the reason why the San Antonio Spurs didn't max Reeves to begin with is because the Lakers were going to match. There was no point in even doing it and even giving him a huge contract. And Reeves has even said himself a couple of times now that the Spurs were on his radar and he actually did think about going to San Antonio, but he ended up going to the Lakers instead, or staying with the Lakers instead. And we already know, based on the reports, that the Lakers were saying, hey, no matter what anyone gives you, we're going to give you more. And also, I just don't think Reeves with our team, while he does fit, he's the type of player that I think the Spurs need for the future. I don't necessarily think he's as good as a lot of people make him out to be. I think him playing next to LeBron James really helps as well. And let's just be honest, the Los Angeles Lakers as a whole, they didn't have great role players, and Reeves kicked in. He kicked it up a notch, and he was everything that they needed at that time. But I don't think that he was worth the San Antonio Spurs investing a ton in. I just don't. But you know what? Anything that I said, I'm sure it's in these comments. So I wanted to read over it because a few people that stand out to me that I see all the time on Spurs Twitter, or Spurs X now. This sounds gross. Spurs Twitter. Yeah, they had some takes. So this is Eric Salinas. He usually has pretty sound takes. You forgot Reggie Bullock, Bill. Also, the Spurs preferred an unprotected first-round pick swap and 3 second-round picks to take on those 3 players for a year instead of locking up their space with the Reeves deal the Lakers were matching anyway. Exactly. Moving on. I never seen this person. Fat Baby Funds. I don't know. Worst case, the Lakers match and you mess up cap space of a perennial threat in the West. Spurs fail. Basic logic. Okay, that's why I didn't recognize you. Hold on, just out of curiosity. Let's see. Dale. I know Dale. That's not a concern for the Spurs, who are years away from contending. It's only a concern for other contenders like the Celtics. That's why he's mad. The Spurs have no obligation to help other contenders. Reeves will be off this contract by the time the Spurs are contending. That is true. And then he says, let's say Wemby is amazing. 3 to 4 years from now, they should be a contender. Wait, but that's the point. That's the point. Dale is trying to say that he can opt out at the end of the. Is he serious? Anyways, he can opt. Oh, there, there it is. He can opt out after year 3. If he's good, he'll get a max deal. It changes nothing for the Lakers' finances when the Spurs are actually contending. 3 years, according to you. In all the different scenarios, he is on a max deal as a Laker in 2026. Nothing the Spurs do changes that. I agree with that. Lakers would have matched. That's what Ty Yeager had to say. And yeah, I don't really recognize anybody else. I'm sorry if you watch these videos. I don't recognize you. But yeah, I don't know. Just a very weird take from Bill Simmons. Like I said, usually when we see things from him, is fairly positive, or I really do like his takes. But this is just one of those situations where I guess every now and then we have a take that's not that great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have some crazy takes sometimes too. But Yeah, just a weird one. I don't know where that one came from. But anyways, you guys want to support the channel, you know how. Clan the Merch Fan, link in the description. My cat. There she is. Okay. Thought we can make it a whole video without you doing that. But yeah, so if you guys want to support, links in the description. I'll give it to you later. Till next time. Bye.